Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning, wherever you are. Good evening, if you're there, somewhere in the evening. We have a live watch party. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Jim Tim, thank you. Camille likes Tori Nichols. You're not alone. A lot of people like Tori Nichols. Tori. Let's see where her story goes in season 5. Cobra Kai's pissing you off, Bob. Nothing new coming out of Promote. Yeah. This definitely, and I don't think there's going to be anything new this week either. I think Netflix is really focused on the run-up to Stranger Things Volume 2. For obvious reasons. It's their biggest show. The Volume 1 was a huge hit. It's still like number 1, I think. And now they got 2 coming out. Netflix, Roundtable is correct. Yeah. Jay Kisses is early. Thank you for coming, Jay Kisses. You always brighten up any live stream. Their social media accounts interacting. Yeah, Roundtable, I hear what you mean, but like I said, I mean, I don't know how they divvy up who runs like the accounts and everything, but definitely I suspect they're focusing on Stranger Things. Like the Stranger Things accounts are just, for the past month have now been going like full blown everything. So, assuming there's just a handful of people who basically run all the social media, what accounts are they working on? They're basically the Stranger Things stuff, and maybe other stuff that's coming out at the time, but they're focusing on that. Well, yeah. Thank you for coming in, John. I mean, I don't know if I'd say Netflix doesn't give a damn. I just think, it's how they're allocating their resources in the moment. And obviously they're focused on like stuff like Stranger Things, as I said. That's just what's going on. It's what's big right now. I mean, and it is good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Why are you so good at predictions? I mean, I think it's just a combination of things, and you don't get it. No one can get everything right. But just looking at the characters and something, I do think, predictions you need to do, or like if you want to like try and just predict something accurate, is like a lot. What a lot of people do is they think of like a cool scene or a cool moment, like, oh, it would be cool if, I don't know, Robbie saves Miguel in Mexico or something, whatever. It doesn't really matter. They think of like these cool dramatic moments or something, and that's all good. But like, you try to think of like everything leading up to that, and then, would it make sense in the context of the story? And also, also remember, if you're going for accuracy, think of, what would ultimately John, Josh, and Hayden do? What are they interested in? Because maybe their tastes and their opinions are a little different than yours. So when you're going for accuracy, if you want to try to, also try and think, it's not just like, this is a cool idea, this would be great, I think this will happen. It's, would John, Josh, and Hayden want to take the story that way? So always think about like who's making it. Tori's arc is going to get interesting. Yeah, for sure. Subscribe to the channel. The perks are bad. Yes. I was going to talk about that because I was looking over my analytics the past month, and I lose subscribers every Sunday. And I feel like the live streams people unsubscribe. Even though the streams themselves aren't listed as causing people to unsubscribe, people unsubscribe on Sunday. Like, not a lot, like, but like I lost 12 subscribers last Sunday and then like 13 the week before. And you're like, that's kind of weird. That's what I was looking it over and thinking about like these live streams, like maybe I should just have a generic name and like a generic thumbnail, which some channels do, just so maybe it just seems less common or like less unique, so people who like going to the live stream see it, and then people, you know, who don't have time for live streams, which is a lot. I mean, even I don't watch many live streams on other YouTube channels. They can just pass it up, and I don't know. Also, some channels, they do a live stream and then they unlist it. They disappear it, so like you can't see past live streams after it's done. That always seems weird to me, but I don't know. Like, maybe that doesn't cause the people unsubscribing, because I don't know. You know, it's not like a really big thing, but it's just, you know, you kind of live by your sub count, and it's frustrating to see people unsubscribing on Sundays, right? When I do this. Let's see. Cobra Kai World is here. One of your biggest story fans. People talking about Umbrella Academy. I don't know. Oh, Umbrella Academy is one. Oh, okay. So it finally took one over Stranger Things after like a month. But it'll probably fall again. Yeah, they'll certainly have something at the Comic-Con. Yeah, Comic-Con is now like, is always like, you do something to make news. I don't know if it'll be the full trailer, but they'll have a little something for news. You know, maybe they announce Mike Barnes there. I don't know, but Hannah Vogler thinks Tori's the best fighter. Mark, thank you for coming in. It will be late July or August before they put anything for Cobra Kai. Yes, you are correct. Anything major, like I said, they'll have something to make news at Comic-Con. You always, that's what you do at Comic-Con. You make some news. You know, it may not be the trailer, but it may be some sort of announcement, some news will come out of Comic-Con, and then certainly the trailer in August. Who wins, old Cobra Kai or current Cobra Kai? Really, I still got my money on old Cobra Kai. Johnny, Dutch, Bobby, Tommy, those guys win. Do you think Sam is improved as a person? Somewhat, but she definitely has some bad moments in season 4, episode 1, episode 8. She's getting there. You met Gianni at a baseball game. Oh, that's cool. And yeah, there was also this concert this past week. I think Gianni was there. There weren't apparently many cast members. I think there were a lot more at the last time they did that. It was like Gianni, Mary, Tanner. I guess Vanessa was there. Dan who plays Anush, he was there. Is that it? There weren't a lot. It was kind of a, if you were looking for cast, there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, there were some, but not like less than half. New stills early next month. Yeah, definitely the set photos and stuff will come out. So when that comes out, we don't know for sure, but Jay Kisses waiting for Only Murders in the Building to return for season 2 on Hulu. Interesting. I don't have Hulu, Jay, but I'm wondering if that's the one I heard of. I heard of some like murder mystery or something in an apartment building or something, and maybe that's the one I heard of. But for sure. Julie Pierce for Kim Da-eun. Yeah, we may get that. August 9th. You know, that's as good a day as any. I don't know where it is on the calendar, but for sure. University of the Miyagi verse. Prediction is not equal to hope or want. That is certainly true. That is certainly true. You know, and just in, yeah, hope or want, and also, you know, not, you know, you can visualize a cool moment, but you got to think of it in terms of the whole story. Everyone, yeah, in RU, you know, or at least some sort of like mutual respect, you know. It's like Johnny and Daniel butt heads a lot, but they realize they also have some things in common, so that, you know, there's some respect there between them. But then, you know, they butt heads, so it's something along those lines, I think, for the most part, yeah. You know, it's like even Kenny, and people talk about like Kenny and Anthony, and like they actually like have a lot in common, and like you would think, oh, maybe you would think they would be friends, but instead they're, you know, Anthony's with his other douche friends who want to pick on Kenny, and then they're kind of feuding over Leah, you know, so that's sort of the thing. Like you would think they would be friends, but they're not. Instead they end up on opposite sides. Steph. What a Copa. I've gotten comments like that in the past. Something like that, like water depth. She's as deep as water in your hand or something. And I'm trying to wonder if that was you who've left comments along this line. But I don't know. Okay, Derpy. Well, did you tell Gianni to go ahead and make the sacrifice? Because we want to know. Netflix would kill him. Okay. Well, you know, you could say, well, I appreciate your sacrifice. I think that's probably, he probably doesn't know. You know, even if they've cut the trailer or something, they may not have, you know, finalized a date or something. But, you know, you could thank Gianni for his sacrifice. Sunday, people. Only 10 weeks to go. Yeah, it's closer than it seems. Ava, thank you for coming in. Chosen will fight Silver. And where would he fight him? Well, you know, Miguel, obviously those are the questions that, you know, come out and play the, you know, that come out over the course of the season. I mean, it's hard. We'll have to figure it out. Like, we don't know. Why would they be fighting one-on-one? Maybe because Daniel's fighting Mike Barnes. I don't know. Won't work out. Daniel and Chosen won't work out. Well, I don't know if it won't work out, but I do think you'll see some clashes in personality and style, obviously. Yeah, you're probably right. Unless it's a dream sequence again. You know, we know Sam's fighting in her dream, but then she's fighting herself. You know, Jay Kisses, why did you name the stream Moody Cobra Kai? You know, Jay, it was what I was saying earlier. It was just yesterday. I was looking at my sub count because, you know, at this sort of time, especially when there's not a lot of Cobra Kai stuff, it kind of just goes flatline because people aren't interested in it. And so, you know, most of your videos only reach stuff I put out, you know, only reaches sort of the fans, the people who are already there, and not even that many. And then I saw that I kept losing subscribers on Sundays. So, and it's like, come on. Like, I know, like, and I'm wondering, like, is it because of the live streams? People see live streams and unsubscribe even without watching it. I don't know. Like, it's really weird. It's so weird to try and figure out what's going on. Like, your subs are always going up, and then they'll drop back down a little, then they'll go up again, you know. And it's weird, and so that's why although in addition to that, like, I got some comments yesterday on the little post I made or something, you know, Cobra Kai is ruined now. Some people are like upset. What was that? Let me see if I can find it. I'm just gonna read it to you. I'm not gonna put it on the screen. Okay. This show is dead! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. A once flawless show is swirling down the drain. It's getting so hokey with the direction they have gone! Exclamation point. Like, it's like yelling. Like, jeez. Like, what happened, man? I don't know. I think sometimes just like in the gaps between seasons, people really get caught up on some stuff, you know, and then the new season comes out. Oh, it was awesome. Season 5 is right around the corner. Yes, it is. Yep. Every day is one day close. You know what? That's a good thing. I may tweet that out too. That's a good saying, Roundtable. Every day is one day closer to season 5. Would they do some? I don't think so. Would they destroy the Johnny Miguel? Because I think when they are good enough, I do think they are good enough to know that's not subverted expectations people like. So no, I don't think they'll do something like that. The closest you see to destroying the Johnny Miguel relationship is the end of season 4. I mean, so you've already seen it. Like, Johnny was just kind of going off, maybe saying the wrong things, and Miguel, who was already thinking about like his dad and some other stuff, ultimately left the tournament to go find his father. I even wasn't a fan of Miguel's decision. I actually almost feel it's out of character. And I do feel like it hurts the show in regards to season 3 when Miguel is retraining and everything. And I made videos about that. I would watch those. But, I think they wouldn't do anything else or anything more. Let me see. Where are we in the chat? Falling behind. Malika wants to know, what do we expect from Eli in season 5? Well, that's a good question, because we didn't really get anything in the trailer from him and Dimitri. It's like I've said many times, it almost feels like their story arc, their run here finished, for the two of them. So it's like their story's done. Well, so now they have to start a new story, and where does it go from here? I've said a few times, and I expect this maybe to be the case. It makes sense to me, because Eli won and he is an All Valley champion. that I expect Daniel would want to, play into that, especially as Daniel's trying to accelerate Cobra Kai and everything. So that's where I see, Daniel trying to use Eli dash Hawk, the Hawk, as like the face for Miyagi-Do, All Valley champion Hawk. So that's where I expect, and I expect it to create drama with Samantha, and I don't know about Dimitri. I don't think that creates drama with Dimitri, but we'll see what happens with them. Chosen and Johnny talk about, yeah, that's almost a scene like we got to get in there at some point. I agree. Oh, Jay Kisses, you're so sweet. Deserves more recognition. It does. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm working. I know I haven't put out a super lot of videos. I'm doing other stuff, and then I was doing some stuff that was just taking my time, and I said, like, I gotta cut some of this back. So thank you, Jay. And by the way, people, I promised you the video on the Miguel Robbie fight. It is coming. I'm working on a House of the Dragon Game of Thrones video because there was some news there, and I want the channel to cover both. It's not going to take away from Cobra Kai. Don't unsubscribe if I make a video that's not about Cobra Kai, which also happens. Moody Cobra Kai, right? But that video won't be out this week. The Robbie Miguel fight. I'm going to focus on that next. Like, I'm not going to go back to my other projects that I'm doing. So I will get that out. You tagged Gianni on that. There you go. That's great. Matthew 575, longtime viewer. Would you prefer if the show is weekly or binge? I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential for the weekly format. What's on Netflix had an article where they seem to appreciate and suggest that the two releases that like Stranger Things is now done with season 4, like part 1 and part 2, it seems to be really good. I think I would agree. Like, I almost like feel like maybe I should have covered Stranger Things, because I think like there was, and it helped because season 4 Stranger Things was like really good so far. Like, and it really touched people and has been in the conversation for like, the past month since it came out. So like it was, that seems to work really well. So I guess the 2 releases could work. I don't know. I'm fine with this way. I think a weekly, or at least a part 1, part 2 is good for like what I do for YouTube, because I can make videos in between, and then we can have like theories and analysis halfway and stuff. There's a lot to do with that. So yeah, well, it was, to be fair to that, that I put out, the trailer, it was like a fan made trailer, and the guy, he did say it was fan made in the title, though it was at the end and you couldn't see it. And he did put a decent amount of work into it. To be fair, like that was, obviously he clickbaited it a little, but he did put some work into it. Like, it was a decently made fan trailer. Um, 30 minutes before, and that's when they unsub. Because then why don't they just, like I would get notifications for stuff I didn't want to watch or something, and I just like swipe it away, like, like, because they don't want to watch the stream. I guess it could be, but that's weird to me. You may be right, Mark, but I don't know how to get around that. So, like something I was thinking is just if I just have like a generic name and even like a generic thumbnail, so just people get used to seeing it, like, weekly Cobra Kai watch party or so. I don't know, like something like that, because I do come up with something different every time. I don't know, but maybe just having something more generic. But then if what you're saying is, I don't see how that would actually solve the problem. I think, am I far behind on chat? The true fans are the ones that are active in the offseason. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would say so. Or the more, I don't know, true, but we'll definitely say like more hardcore fans. I think you can be a fan even if you aren't fully interacting in the off season, but like definitely the hardcore fans. Yeah. Because, who cares about The Boys or those other shows? We'll get more stuff in July. Right. Like I said, yeah, Comic-Con. Look for Comic-Con. There will be something in Comic-Con. We don't know what, but you always want to make a little news at Comic-Con. It's just the thing, so you want to do something, get yourself in the news. So there'll be some sort of announcement or something, to news. And just for context, obviously we haven't had Comic-Con for a few years now. It sucks, but like after season 2, they went to Comic-Con. It was their first time at Comic-Con, and they made some news. Ralph Macchio just gave interviews and talked about how Daniel is going to Okinawa. And that was kind of like planned. He would talk about this in his interviews at Comic-Con. And so then we learned, that's how we learned in season 3, Daniel was going to Okinawa. It set off a huge fun of theories and stuff, and it was great. So it could just be something like that. We'll see how they play it. Frank, as far as like specific episode numbers, it's kind of hard to really pick up. I mean, the heart of what you're seeing is Miguel leaves and then his dad comes back to him. I think that's possible. I've always thought there needs to be something between Carmen and Miguel's father. So at least some sort of resolution, because, they were married and she kind of took off without telling him. So that would be one way to handle that as well. But, man, I just, but unfortunately, I just really don't know, how far and long this Mexico storyline is going to stretch. Maybe we'll know more when we get the trailer. We'll have a better idea. What do you think the craziest thing he said? Probably the going in the cement mixer. Well, jumping over the building too. The ways you can die, right? Cobra Kai boy. I don't know who you are, but hello. Thank you for coming in. I've never seen you before. Mr. Mulligan. After watching your last video about redemption, Johnny Kreese drama ends. Well, that's a good. And so like I've been talking about predictions and stuff, and part of this, like if you want to try to make a prediction that's accurate, not necessarily how would you end it, but like we got to think about what would John, Josh, and Hayden do, and what are they trying to do with this show, And if you just saw the last video I put out, you know, Hayden even mentioned how they're more focused on Johnny's redemption than Kreese's. So somewhere along the way, Johnny realizes he can be better than Kreese. I mean, he's already thought that, but maybe he's not going to let, you know, what Kreese did or whatever influence his life or something. You know, in the end, he takes whatever good he got and then puts aside and moves on from, you know, the bad. False Red, we don't really have any spoilers. I don't know what I mean, we're speculation. There's really been no spoilers here. Unless there was something in the chat, but for the most part, there's no spoilers because even the things that were spoilers kind of before, like the Mexico storyline is now out. Like, not that it was really much of a spoiler to begin with, but go Broncos. I had a friend who's from Denver, huge Broncos fan. Haven't seen him in a while, but yes. The love triangle, yeah, for sure. The love triangle is the biggest thing. Ozark did 2 releases and it was just Yeah, Eliza, I think that part of the problem is in order for it to work, it needs to be like a really good show and it needs to be like really awesome. Like it needs to also just be good episodes, good stuff. You know, and Stranger Things had that. Stranger Things, I mean, this is one of the best seasons, I think, you know, and most people seem to agree. You know, so like, but like if you split it into 2 and like the first half is kind of like, it wasn't that good. You know, like then it's just like, ugh, it feels worse. I don't know. That's the problem with the different formats. Like the week-to-week format or something, you know, works really good for a popular show that is like knocking it out. That's like doing really good. Like then it's just like amazing. You dominate the conversation for culture or whatever for a few months. You know, it works really well. But like if you're missing, you know, and let's talk about, you know, what happened with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, you know, for several years, Game of Thrones was just knocking it out, was dominating the conversation week to week. People were talking about it. And then what happens is season 8 comes in the finale, and it doesn't matter if you haven't seen it. Just know, like, it was really bad. People were getting really frustrated. And so what happened is it was kind of the reverse. Is like week to week, people are just trashing. What the hell is this shit? And then they had like huge, ridiculous, embarrassing mistakes. Like there was like a coffee cup on the table. There's like a coffee cup on the table, and like it gives people time to find that from week to week, and then the internet just flows up. There's like a it's Starbucks cup. It wasn't technically Starbucks, but it was, you know, like a coffee cup you get at a coffee shop. It's just sitting on the table on the feast, and it's like right there. And it's just the reverse, because when it's really, really bad and you're doing it week to week, it's like, oh my God, you're just getting massacred week to week. So it's like it represents the best and the worst. Like it can, if you're knocking it out and it's great, like it's absolutely the best. It just crushes and it dominates everything. But if it's really bad and there's mistakes and it looks ridiculous, then it's the reverse, and it's like, oh man, that's really bad. And it just draws it out. Yes, spinoff, probably about Mr. Miyagi. When that would come, I don't know. Hey, maybe they'll announce it at Comic-Con. That would be cool. I don't know. but that is the spinoff I would look for. Yax, thank you for coming in from Russia. Is a sadistic karate instructor? Well, certainly in some ways. You can take your own opinion, but it also depends on how you like interpret, what happened in the movies and stuff. Was that regular or was that like a weird one-time thing? A double date between Miguel and Sam, Tori and Robbie. You know what, Jay Kisses? I like that idea. The funny thing is, like, they've all dated each other. Like, so that's why, yeah. Miguel and Sam and Tori and Robbie, like, they've all dated each other at this point. So it's even weirder than, like, the Johnny Daniel double date, because, like, obviously, Johnny never dated Amanda, or, Carmen never dated Daniel. So it's like, their dates, were established, right? Like, but like for these four, like, they've all dated each other at this point. So yeah. Where am I? I'm way behind. I'm way behind on the comments. Teddy even came in. Thank you for coming in, Teddy, if you're still here. Is the theme? Well, there can always be multiple themes. But learning from mistakes of the past. I would definitely say you could certainly say that's a good theme. You aren't bound to what happened in the past. It's never too late to do the right thing, sort of things like that. Never give up, never accept defeat. So you never have to give up. Definitely. Those are definitely themes. Which is what happened, Daniel or Johnny in episode 1, Johnny, 30 years of not having things together. And then he opens the dojo and teaches, Miguel. So, yeah. Yeah. When season 5 drops. Yeah. For some reason, I read this as she needs to give the writers kissing lessons. That's just because Jay Kisses has kisses in her name. But, yeah. Teddy came here to save the day. Cobra Kai season 4. I think you mean season 5. Trailer in August, yeah. Did he say that in one of these interviews he's given for, like, the Emmys and stuff? I haven't checked all the recent interviews, but I can see that. Jay Kisses, do you write? What do you write, Jay Kisses? You got to tell me. Like movies, television, or do you write like, fiction, prose, stories? I don't know. I don't know what the word that, we say prose or like screenplays, or, do you write books and short stories, or do you write movies and TV shows? Tell me, Jake. It says, I want to know. Five dates. Prom was. Some people don't like that prom. Some people actually say that episode is the best episode of the season. Some people don't like that prom fight. I think it's fine. Like, it makes sense to me and it's fun. If you recall, this is something I got wrong before the season came out. I thought, I don't think there's gonna be a prom fight. It's a little too predictable. And do you guys remember? Like, I was like, look at these dresses the girls are wearing. They can't fight in these dresses. Remember me saying that? They can't fight in these dresses. And then they went and proved me wrong. Absolutely, Tori can fight in that dress. I was like, look at what she's wearing. She's not gonna fight in. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, yeah, she is fighting in that dress. Oh, wow. Woo. Hot. trailers when the press starts writing the reviews. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Different themes and a theme for every season. Or yeah. That would be a good question. Like to ask John or Hayden or whoever if they ever do a community. Like, what would you say is the theme of season 5? Like maybe to ask them that, something like that. A lighthearted food fight. Yeah. Why have Cobra Kai not announced anything? I'm not sure what you're saying, Origins. Boop, boop, boo. I am so far behind. Thank you guys for coming in and for the chat. Sometimes the chat is dead and now or maybe I'm just talking more, but I feel I realize like I'm way behind here. Because I try to go through everything. The season 3 dog pile feels like a show. No, I mean I don't. I think any season would have gone pretty well. For this. So. A sports themed fight. Cage fighting. Which is weird because obviously karate itself is a sport. So you could say it's all sports themed. Yeah. When do you think marketing will start for season? Yeah, I definitely think after Stranger Things, we're gonna get into July, and there will be something at Comic-Con. I assume they're going to Comic-Con. I don't know what's going on, but probably something from Comic-Con, and then slowly picking up more with the trailer sometime in mid August or whatever, early to mid August. Yeah, they've been teasing the Applebee's. I'm actually fine if they never reveal it. Part of the fun of the thing is when you don't reveal, like it's just like a mystery. So like that's part of the fun of the whole Applebee's is you never quite know the truth. Because here's the thing, like there's no real like answer or story they could give that could ever outperform your imagination. So like by leaving it undefined, by never really going into the details of like the Applebee's, it's actually works better. So it's more fun if they talk about it as this big thing that people like, even the cops remember. Oh, I remember you from the Applebee's incident. Like that's never defined. Like to define it would ultimately kind of narrow it in a weird way. Because like when you don't say what it is, it could be anything. But then the moment you say what it is, like, well, then it's just that. So it works better as kind of being undefined. Or like you get these weird statements when he's talking to Carmen. You know how they make that loaded potato soup? And it just says like, what the hell? Like, how does that have to do with anything? like that's what's fun about it is it's undefined. So like if they go the series and never say what happened at Applebee's, I don't think that's a flaw. I think that's a good thing. I would actually vote for leaving it undefined. Teddy K is chilling. Are you house sitting or pet sitting or whatever it is you do? You seem to have a good gig doing that stuff. Like I would do that. I think I actually did do it once. Some people paid me like several $100s to watch their dogs for like a week. I was like, wow, that was a good deal. Anyone dating Sam is in for a rough ride. Well, yeah. Anthony will be trained by Miguel when he comes back. That's an interesting take. It would Miguel and Anthony have never really been together. Presumably they know each other in some fashion. Because obviously Miguel's dating Sam now. It was really Robbie that had at least a little bit of a connection with Anthony. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for like taking characters who've never been together and like putting them together. So, yeah, that's at least interesting idea. Stories, screenplays. So like you write movies as screenplays, or are you saying both? Like you write short stories and novels, and then also like screenplays. You write screenplays. That's great to know, Jay Kisses. I write screenplays too, sometimes. Boo, 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 boo. The thumbnail of Tori looking like, yeah. Yes, I was so off on the prom fight, as in I didn't think they would fight in that. You are correct, Jay Kisses. I don't think so. Part of the reason is, remember, it is somewhat sitting in the vague real world, and there's been no earthquake in LA. So, in that whole disaster, I think, Robert Mark Kamen even said he just came up with it because they wanted, like, Daniel to have some heroic moment or something for this. Like, they needed it. So, like, just Robert Mark, okay, there's, like, a monsoon or something. 8 and 9 are the weakest of season 4, maybe. Yeah, I would say 9. I think 9 is probably partially just because it's like part 1 of the 2-parter tournament. So like 9 is kind of the weakest. If you listen to the podcast Cobra Guys, I had them on this channel a year ago. They're cool guys, but I thought their recap of episode 9 was their best one. Sometimes it works out that way, but yeah. Are you ready for Stranger Things Volume 2? I actually think I want to rewatch Volume 1 this week, but yeah, I did. I enjoyed it and was very impressed. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's only 2 episodes, but it's like 2 movies. Oh, they're coming to Denver the first few days of July. Peyton, Jacob, Billy, and Martin. Oh, some sort of con or something? I guess. I don't know. Are you going, Teddy? Have fun if you're going. Do I think Kyler would take Kenny under his wing? Like, not really. That really doesn't seem to be Kyler's personality. So, no. Flashbacks of a younger version of Dutch. Maybe, but I don't think we're going to get anything about Dutch. So, even though the fans want it. Oh, that's really cool. I'll look you up on Wattpad. I think I've heard of it. I've never looked at it, but do some animation stories. That's cool. I always wondered, like, if you just had like a YouTube channel, kind of like making a story as you're going along or something. I don't know. I can't think of it, but definitely great for you. I'll see if I can find your Wattpad or something. I would love to read it. Yeah. Impressive. Ah, it's nice that they're like steady clients, that you do that for. Like the one time I did it, it was like the first and only vacation they took in years. Like, um, but like people who seem to like semi regularly need someone for like that sitting seems pretty cool. Um, if all the main teenagers, well, Frank, you bring up a good question that, we wonder, like, ultimately, where is this all going? Can they all keep fighting each other? We'll have to see, because I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. Because I don't know. Will they introduce someone new as the ultimate bad guy? I can see something like that in the last season, but we'll see. Is it a tournament fight or street fight? I don't know. Full potential Miguel. I think the Barnes we saw in Karate Kid 3 might have been better than Miguel now, but that Barnes had more training. But I think maybe a fully trained Miguel may be able to beat Barnes. Oh, wait. Did one of you just text me? Someone just texted me. I had a number from someone. Take care, John. Thank you for coming in. Right, yeah. Oh, hey, okay, that's great. Great for you. Have fun. Get the interview, or well, not the interviews, but if I'll go in for autographs or something. Definitely have a lot of fun, Teddy, and I'll look for. I'm sure you'll post pictures or something. So yes. So for people who don't know, if you're in Colorado, right? You're in Colorado, Denver area or something. There's a con coming up that's going to have some of the actors. I want to know who the heck just texted me. Right. What season would Gallo reach his full potential if he never got injured, though? It would still go 6 or 7. He's still got training to do. Yeah, maybe by the end of the series. Ava Bandy? Ava Bandy is an actress. Thank you, Ava, for letting us know. Who do you think is going to win the season 5 fight, Robbie or Miguel? I think this may be a draw or something. I am going to make a video on that. But we'll see. Jaden, those are all very good guesses. I can't say for sure. Final season is the graduation season, and the final tournament, which is the adult tournament. Yeah, I mean those are good guesses, but they may do something different. School is finally over. Yes, thank God. Jay Kisses, you do it all. This girl does it all. Writing is one of my many artistic things I love to do. Great. Benoit, I actually know what you're referring to, but I think that's just because it's a fake fight for a TV show. So sometimes it works like that. He just has 4 months of offense training. A little bit, yeah. But he wasn't in school or something. So if you think about like Robbie, everyone else was in school and he was just hanging out at Cobra Kai training. Chosen is the chosen one, yes. Ava Brandy, inspiring content creator. Inspiring or aspiring? Aspiring content creator. Okay, so we may get images. So in regards to like, if you recall in season 4, we got basically a bunch of set photos. We got a bunch of set photos in November, which was earlier than we got them for season 3. Basically what these are is, you know, they have a photographer who takes some set photos, and sometimes they're like screenshots that they release for media, so that the media, when the media writes stories, like here's a, an article about the season or whatever, they can just drop in some pictures and basically they can handle all that, so that the media so but they're nice, they're helpful for us because we get a little glimpse of what's to come. So when do they release those? I don't know. It seems, because for season 3 it was just a few days before the trailer dropped. For season 4 it was like a month ahead of time. So we'll see what they do. But it could come in July. If it came as early, if it came that early, like in season 4, maybe season 5 it could come as well. Would you like to see more school stuff? I feel like most of the school stuff was like in season 1, and then I guess there was like a little in season 3, and in season 4 it's mostly just a place. It's just like a setting for them, other than like prom. But like, which is, I mean, you could say that's school stuff, but obviously it's, it's the dance, but it's related to the school. But I feel like the show's moving away from the school stuff, because like it was like, in season 1 it was literally the I don't know, call it cliche or whatever. Like in episode 2, when you're trying to find, where am I going to sit, at lunch, and Miguel's in episode 2, Miguel's like looking around, and and then he sits with Dimitri and Eli, and then later in episode 5, like when Sam is dumped by Yasmin, and then like she can't sit with those girls anymore, and then she goes to sit with Aisha, and Aisha's like so like those sort of, what the hell is going on? So you got all that school stuff. I don't even know where I was. Yes, but I think most of the school stuff has passed, and then it was like Kyler bullying the kids in school, but we've kind of like moved on to that. And, now we have Tori back in school, so there could be a little bit going on now that Tori's, but they're done with school now, going into 5, so we'll see. at the. Do you think Miguel wasn't ready? No. I think Miguel could throw down. I mean, he was ready at the fight at the house. I mean, he managed that. So. I don't necessarily know if it will be that perfect, like a exactly 1 month ahead. But we'll see what they do, and maybe the images come out right around Comic-Con, so that if people want to write about Cobra Kai for Comic-Con, they have the images. So that's possible, I guess. Right now, keep your eyes on Comic-Con, is what I would say. Well, the school year is over. I mean, Miguel left. I mean, we're going to assume he's not ditching school. So, so whenever it happened, the school year was done. Devin or Aisha? I would definitely say Aisha's probably more popular. Had a little more training. So, as of now, probably Aisha. Yeah, Aisha almost beat Xander. Yeah, I mean, Aisha was able to hold her own. Did pretty good. Tori beat the crap out of Kyler. Yeah, but they don't seem to really have beef. In fact, they seem to have like this weird like relationship where like Kyler's like the goofball going, doing his getting his shoes, and Tori goes along, stands in line, or Kyler gets the tickets to the movie, and Tori goes along. So I don't think that's coming up, or at least as it is now. Basically season 4 ended at the end of their junior year, so yeah, they're going to be seniors going forward. But obviously season 5 is like summertime, so they won't be in school. Sam is going to force Eli to fight with Cobra Kai. Against Cobra Kai or with Cobra Kai? But I don't see Sam forcing Eli to do anything. So like how does she force that? I don't know. I think she had 2 points. Then he swept the leg. How excited are you for Sensei Kim? That's a good question. I definitely think there's a lot of potential there. So I prefer to use words like hopeful. Like I'm hopeful that like there's a lot of potential with her connection and roots to the historical origins of Cobra Kai, in the fighting style and everything. So I'm definitely hopeful. That there could be pretty cool. I don't know anything about what's her name. I'm sorry, I don't remember the actress's name. I don't know anything about her, but I'm hopeful it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, Chosen, you're not alone. I mean, we call this the off season for a reason. It's just slow. There's no news coming out. The focus is on elsewhere. Places like Stranger Things. Netflix is focusing on that. As I said at the beginning of this, Netflix is focusing on Stranger Things. They so that's that. You're not alone, Jake. Says. A lot of people liked Aisha and would like more of her. Yeah, but I don't think Dimitri's looking for payback on Kyler. I think Kyler got whatever was coming to him, and that's enough. They were technically juniors. They just finished, so they'll be going into their senior year coming up. But now season 5 will be the summertime. So characters do you see going to college? I've always said like I see like an ending where none of them go to college. Instead, they all open their own karate dojo. Um, which I could get behind, something like that. Miguel should win the fight. I mean, I wouldn't say that's an unpopular opinion. A lot of people think Miguel should win. So, I will get a video on that. Sean, yeah, I don't think Sean may be back, but for like an episode or something. But like, don't expect Sean to be a main character. Keep in mind like the story is Kenny, so that's where the focus will be. So, the story is going to be about Kenny. They'll fight them? Maybe. But, I mean, you just have to see, like, how the story plays out, really. Well, Dimitri's relationship with Yasmin keeps going up and up and up. And I guess you could take that in more ways than one. But, yeah, I mean, I like Moon and Yasmin. And one of the things about the past two seasons is just a little bummed that as other characters that came in, they kind of faded to the side. And it almost seems like they... not to get into details. I feel like they write it, knowing, especially like Yasmin and Elisa Cochran is in like another show. So I think they had limited access to her. So they just had to write it like full on. Like she's just grabbing Dimitri's ass and then like taking him off to some room at the after party to engage in physical relations. But so they have to write it like really fast, but you don't get like a full play out of the character. Like I really like Yasmin and Moon and wish they could be incorporated more. I fear they probably won't be. That they just kind of become side characters who show up to make out and sleep with Eli and Dimitri. I hope for more, but we'll see. Just, it's a half-hour show. There's only so much time. Yeah, people ask this question every week, and the answer is always going to be no. For the reason I just said, Sean joining Cobra Kai, I think it's really about Kenny. The story is about Kenny, and we don't need to bring Sean into it. Regular characters leaving, being killed off, or otherwise, I don't. I mean, Terry Silver, if you're counting Terry Silver, maybe him. And then there's always the question mark, what happens with Kreese, but no, I think Xander aged out. I always was under the impression that that tournament was his last tournament. So Xander turned 18 and was no longer eligible to fight. Alicia Hana, Kim, is that her name? The pressure points hurts in real life and it works. Good to know. Good to know. It is based on real moves, like from the Goju Ryu, technique. They got it from Robert Mark Kamen, who's like a master who's been training that all his life. So yes, it is based on real moves. So that is correct. While the crane kick was kind of invented, that is based on real actual moves and techniques. Not the U.S. or Japan? Isn't Japan abroad? I mean, they filmed in Puerto Rico, but there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason to go somewhere. You just can't go justify the expense for nothing. Kenny's story a bit later. Yeah, I could see what you're saying and could kind of agree. Um, um, you know, it would be nice to have some fun and light moments with Kenny. I would agree. Um, we'll see how Kenny and Kenny Anthony handle crossover. I'm actually not a fan of crossovers, so I would just BM. I would disagree with you on that. I'm not a fan of like crossovers like that. I always thought there's silly ratings things. I'm not a big fan. And with the Netflix format, it just I don't know. It doesn't seem to work as better. Yeah, he said something along those lines, didn't he? There in season 4, like I still don't know how you got her. Watch my video. I made a video. What is it? Dimitri's dating do's and don'ts. Dimitri's dating do's and don'ts. Watch that video. It's from the season 3 analysis, but that's a good one. And you can learn how you too can bag a girl like Yasmin. I don't think they're planning to do a movie, but we know they're planning to do a spinoff. So a spinoff series. I don't know if it's like a full run show. Could be sort of like a what do they call it now? Limited series. Maybe like like a one season. Just do like 8 episodes, 10 episodes, something like that. Like a limited series could work. Um, I'm actually kind of a fan of the limited series. I think, um, so something like that in a spin-off sort of way could work. But I don't think they're planning on doing a movie. Yes, but it's high class. No, I think they'll keep Kenny in. Besides, he's like the younger of the younger generation. So Kenny's not necessarily going away, and we got Anthony. So yes. And be sure to watch Dimitri's dating do's and don'ts so you know how you can date the hottest girl in school. Is there a Cobra Kai on the side? I'm not sure. You would think that he would have something on the back there. Um, it doesn't look like they have the patch, but we don't see the back. But I would assume, I don't think Terry Silver would not have it on the back. Actually, yeah, it actually looks like that girl right there. Let me see. Hold on. I'll see. Hold on a second, guys. Is there Cobra Kai on the back? Where's the shot? It's really, actually. Okay, yeah, you know what? We can see it here. Hold on. You can see it, right? You can see it there on the back of Tori's gi. Right there. So, yes, it looks like it's red. Yeah, I mean, I would have assumed so. Kree spinoff. I was wondering something either Vietnam or post Vietnam, them in South Korea, maybe. I think that is another possibility. Yes, I think Miyagi's backstory is the most likely. Yeah, Miyagi spinoff. Hey, who knows? Maybe they'll announce it at Comic-Con. That would be cool, actually, in my opinion, if they did that. In fact, I'm gonna argue for it. Yeah, I agree. Young Miyagi. Coma Miguel is really overpowered. Yeah. Yeah. He's fighting in his dream. What is Silver gaining? I mean, he's spreading his philosophy, his way. It's not necessarily about the money. He has the money. He just wants to spread his philosophy. And like, if you think your philosophy is what the world needs and is good, then spreading your philosophy is good. So, he's helping the world. That's what he's gaining. Like, look at it from Terry Silver's point of view. Like, what the world needs is Cobra Kai, you know, and Kreese talked about this stuff too, you know, so like by spreading their philosophy and opening dojos and teaching, he's doing the most good out of anyone in the world. Like, he's like, wow, he's really nailing it. Now, maybe Daniel disagrees, but like, that's the whole point. Like, you know, they always say like, everyone thinks they're the hero, right? And Terry Silver is just convinced, like, he's the most genuine good person in the world by doing this and opening these dojos and teaching this to kids and adults and everyone. He's just spreading good across the world. I probably prefer the yellow and black J Kisses, but I do like that for the tournaments. So red and black, I guess it's fine. A little something different, at least for training. Who would play a young Miyagi? I have no idea. There you go, everyone. It works the other way too. Apparently, you can get the hottest boy. Ava got the hottest boy by listening to Dimitri's do's and don'ts. There you go. Chosen, maybe. I have a video on that. Be sure to see that one if you haven't. But I don't think Hawk is going to die. I don't think any of the kids are going to die or anything like that. I definitely, season 1 was way more focused on Miguel and Johnny. And then, yeah, there became a lot of Sam and Tori, season 2, season 3. Definitely that's true. You know, and now there's several people. Robbie's story really picked up in season 3. And definitely in season 4, you're there, and it's going to continue into season 5. So while I won't say specifically, like Sam and Tori, I think it definitely broadened where season 1 was way more focused on Miguel and Johnny, and now it's broadened to a lot more of them. The yellow stands out better with that. Yeah, I agree. But I like that for like the tournament, like dojo, the tournament geese. They may not. Like I said, they dedicated episode 1 of season 4 to him. And it was already well established that like the relationship between Johnny and him was basically done. So, there's not really anything it's not required to bring it back. It's kind of already established. Would love to hear Daniel mention his dad. Yeah, he could always come back up, but they did have that moment in season 2 with his mom, where they talked about him a little bit. So, you know, they did that was kind of in the story. Freddie Fernandez. Yeah, I actually think Freddie may be back in season 5. I'm not sure the context or anything, but it feels due. You know how they say. No. People bring this up, they forget. Literally in the first episode, started with Sid saying, "I'm buying you out of my life." You know, Sid was like giving him some money and writing him out of the will and everything, and that's kind of the way. So, And Sid is the type of guy who would love to write Johnny out of his will as like an FU. So no, it would change the show too much if suddenly Johnny has all this money. So that was literally the opening of the show. Nice. Great. Yes, they were fighting at Fernandez meat packing or something. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna wind up. Let's go ahead and close it out. Terry Silver is probably richer than Sid. Yeah. I'm working on a House of the Dragon video that I really should have wanted to have out yesterday, if not today. But now I ended up going to see Top Gun, which is good, by the way. You should see that. Jay kisses. I don't know. It depends on what they decide to do. But thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you for subscribing if you're subscribed. I keep gonna covering Cobra Kai. The video on Miguel and Robbie will come this week. I'm gonna do it straight up next after I finish this House of the Dragon video about Jon Snow. It's actually about another spin-off show they have in the works. I want to get that. But thank you everyone and for the loyalty and for subscribing. Cobra Kai content. I know we're in a lull now. I know it sucks. But probably sometime in July we'll get some stuff around Comic-Con. But I'm always happy to come in and talk to you guys. Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming in and just hanging out and we can talk Cobra Kai and it's fun. So bye for now. See you at the next one.